Hey y'all, it's Carolyn in probably the most half-assed video I've ever made. I can't be bothered. I'm not doing my best. I'm really going through it. Don't know what this means moving forward, but basically the mental illness be mental illnessing, and So basically, I make life updates when my life is so extra, like when things are really, wow, just like extra. And you know, it's not always a good thing. I don't know that any of my life updates have been good. I think there was one that was like, oh my God, things are great. And the rest of them were like mood episode, mood episode, mood episode. And I was so manic so many times. This is not mania. This is like the opposite, honestly, because I feel like utter shit and my C-PTSD is really bad. And so this time around, this life update is not to say I'm so manic that I'm gonna take a break from videos to rage clean my house and sell my clothes on Depop and organize the entire collection of journals I've had since 8th grade in chronological order and clean my kitchen with a toothbrush because it's all too satisfying. This is not that. This is, I'm in crisis mode. Help me. I am like the queen of self-deprecating humor, and I deflect with humor. And so when I go to therapy and I talk about really traumatic things like the delusion that caused me to have an immense fear of black socks, I will cry my eyes out and be traumatized and do some EMDR about it, and then go to hang out with some people and be like, I think it's hilarious that black socks scare me. Isn't that so funny, you guys? And it's not funny, but I make it funny because you gotta admit, black socks, like who would be afraid of black socks? So that's kind of how I am. And I minimize a lot of things. I'm also really good at passing for neurotypical, like really fucking good at it. And so even in my videos, people sometimes debate my mental illness. Like, I seem fine. I seem perfectly fine. So like, what the fuck, Carolyn? Like, how can you have borderline personality disorder and C-PTSD on top of schizoaffective disorder when you seem perfectly fine? There's this thing about C-PTSD. Oh, hello, honey. Hello. Okay, so there's this thing about C-PTSD where it's like I'm a sleeper agent and I go about my daily life calm, cool, and collected. I'm not very calm, actually. I'm a really bubbly, outgoing person, and I tend to be very excitable and hyper. And that's just me in my natural state. I'm bubbly, but no one knows that I have this other side that is going to just snap when I'm triggered. And I've worked really hard to get past that and have gone long stretches with the bubbly side of me without people seeing the sleeper agent side of me. And most people never see that side. It doesn't happen very often anymore, and when it does happen, it's in private where I am able to collect myself and take care of myself because I know how to handle it. However, I'm not perfect. It's not a 100% guarantee I'll be okay. This does still happen, just not as often, and so when it happens in public, oof, not a good thing. I got triggered recently, and I've been spiraling ever since. And here's the crazy thing is, like, if I were at home alone and I got triggered, I can recover just fine. Like I will have my blow up. I might break my hand punching a wall, but I'll still recover. I can move on. It's when other people get involved that it gets really messy. And so when it happens in public, it's kind of somewhat unsafe for me to be having flashbacks in front of people and screaming and crying on the floor. When people try to help, they often make it worse. And people have the best intentions, but without education about what C-PTSD is, not knowing what you're looking at, people trying to like hug me into restraint or tell me to calm down or breathe, it's not helpful. Actually, it makes it a lot worse. And so just in public is a much different story. It's a lot harder to recover when it happens in public. There was an event a couple of weeks ago. I was very triggered. I felt antagonized. I had the response that is probably normal to anyone with C-PTSD when they're pushed past their boundary of fucking fight or flight. I'm a fighter. And if I have to say no more than once, I will lose my fucking shit. And it's not personal to the person who won't stop pushing me. It is a trauma response, because typically in the past, when my no has not been respected, it was because I was like being fucking violated. And I feel that when I say no the first time and it's not heard, and I say no a second time and I start to feel my heart racing, and I say no a third time and now I'm feeling like I'm trying to keep my cool, and I say no a fourth time and I flip out, it's me leaving the room and returning to a place where I was sexually assaulted, screaming no, and having it not respected. So it's not personal, it's a trigger, and I can't expect people to know my triggers. I would hope that people would respect the word no. I think people who have maybe never been raped might not understand how disrespecting the word no can be such a big fucking deal, because it is a big fucking deal. If your no has been violated and you have also been violated, no is a word that's very important to be heard. I really can't help myself beyond that point. If I say no more than 3 times, I am suddenly in the bedroom being assaulted and leaving the room altogether. Of course, when I'm in that mental place, but I'm also still in the room with other people, many people, like maybe like 10 people, and now I'm screaming and swearing and beating my fists. They're not in that room with me, so they don't know why I'm having like a disproportionate reaction to such a minor incident to them. Like it seems very scary to people. They don't know why I'm screaming, so I'm now responsible for other people's safety, even though I personally don't feel safe. And I feel that maybe, are you okay, Carolyn? Would you like to step outside? You know, like maybe that could be the priority here. I just feel, yeah. So no one knew what was going on when it happened in front of like all these people. All these people were very afraid of me, rightfully so. I would be afraid of me if I didn't know that was C-PTSD. It definitely seemed like a behavioral thing and not a disability thing. I have a psychiatric disability, which would be C-PTSD as well as the other stuff. So like, this is not a recipe for, success. And I have now in the past couple of weeks been worsening. The more people try to fix it and be involved, which they fucking should not be, the worse it gets. And because it keeps getting worse, they keep trying to help, and the help is only furthering my maladaptive coping mechanisms like self-harm and addiction and agoraphobia. And I am shrinking back into the place I was in 2015 when I couldn't leave my house at all and went 2 years in agoraphobic fear of just being in public, because when I go in public and I freak out, woof, what a tangled mess. So where I am presently, well, I'm with Davina. She's sleeping, I think. She snores sometimes. It's really cute. Davina's been helping me a lot. She's excellent. There is so much to animals that really is healing and cathartic. I filmed this week's video in advance, so thankfully I will have something to upload this week. I promise you I look much cuter in that video than in my garb. I'm not leaving my house without help. I think that's somewhat like slipping back into agoraphobia, where when I had agoraphobia the first time, I was entirely alone. And this time I'm having like the wanting to not leave the house, but having people who can I can go with them safely. And kind of where the agoraphobia came with originally was having episodes in public and people trying to help and making it worse. And so after you've been through enough public episodes that are making your mental health much, much worse, you tend to just not leave the house. And after you don't leave the house once, you just continue that pattern, and it spirals until now it's been weeks since you've checked the mailbox. And even going to the mailbox is an event that takes another month to recover from. Like, that's how it was before. It's not like that now. It's the case that, like, if I'm with my fiance, I will go to a meeting, but I've canceled a lot of things just because I don't feel safe in public. And it's not the threat of other people, it's my personal, it's my episodes. And so I don't feel safe in the sense that I am not safe to myself, like, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm triggered, I will snap. And also when I've been triggered and it takes time to recover, in the time it takes to recover, it's so easy to be re-triggered. And if I am re-triggered before I can recover, the recovery will take longer. And the more I am re-triggered, the more I will regress into the agoraphobia. So this re-triggering process has been going on all week. The initial event, I thought I handled really well. I didn't run away. I recovered relatively quickly. I didn't break my hand like I would, or any furniture like I would. It was like a 2 to me, and it was like a 100 to them. And I was able to recover. It was only after the fact, when people kept bringing it up and telling me I needed to blah, 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 blah. That's when it got to the point where I'm re-triggered. Now the next trigger is even worse, and the trigger after that is even worse. And now I'm not going out in public, and I've relapsed on one of my addictions. I didn't relapse on drugs, but I do have like 4 addictions. And so this addiction is actually a really hard one for me, like a really hard one for me, and I haven't been able to stop. So I'm kind of in active addiction in that sense. I've reverted to self-harming. I had a 2.5-year streak free of self-harm, and now I've picked that up again. All of this within 2 weeks, and that is not normal because I've been in remission from my mental illnesses for so long now that I really did think I was solid. I forget that all it takes is one trigger, and then not being able to recover from the trigger to lose it all and revert back to my past, where it was so disabling that I couldn't work, I couldn't leave the house, I couldn't anything. And so, wow, what great timing now that I'm in the process of job hunting, because I thought I was strong enough to graduate off of SSI, and now I don't feel all that employable, actually. So yeah, I've just been really self-destructive, and it's escalated really fast. I'm hurting myself. I'm in active addiction. I'm crawling towards agoraphobia. And what is really sad to me is that it did not have to get this bad. If people didn't involve themselves in handling my disability that I know how to take care of, it wouldn't be this bad. It really, really, really upsets me that I'm the one who knows how to care for myself. And my fiance, who is a caregiver, knows how to handle me. My mom, who is a caregiver, knows how to handle me. They are the only 2 people that know what to do when this happens, and they aren't there all the time. This is why I used to only go out in public with my caregiver, John, because this would happen and he would help me out of the situation, and therefore I could continue to go in public so long as he was with me. Well, this is what happens when he's not with me, and I can't defend myself or help myself, and I'm basically re-traumatized and re-triggered constantly by the supportive help or whatever. Like I'm just so sad that I could have handled this by myself if it had happened alone, if it hadn't happened in public, if people hadn't seen it, because it was probably my mildest episode in years. But people who don't see episodes like that I know how to help myself. And when people ask, how can we support you? The best way to support me and my disability that you're not trained or qualified to touch is to let me take care of it, because I'm qualified, because I know what it is and I know how to help myself. I know how to recover. I've spent years teaching myself how to recover. I think the best way to support me is to just let me administer my own CPR or whatever. Like, you want to help me, just let me take care of myself, because the support I need is from the only person here that knows how to handle this situation, and that's me. I've said all there really is to say. You know, triggered in public, handled it really poorly. People kept bringing it up, which just continued to make it worse. The more it got worse, the more people tried to help, which just perpetuated the cycle, which led to self-harm, addiction, agoraphobia, and not feeling safe in my safe space and having to step away and recover on my own, even though I wish there was someone that would hug me right now. And John is in the bath, taking a bath because he has arthritis. And I'm just feeling a little low. And I don't know if I'll have any videos coming soon. It's not my priority right now. So it's been nice. I've been in a really good streak lately. My videos are doing better than they ever have. So you'd think I'd want to ride that high and keep pushing my channel to grow. But I always put my mental health first when it gets to this point. And I think that should be the way moving forward I handle situations, is not to, like, you know, put being social and my community first or putting my videos first. It's always, you know how to treat yourself, girl, treat yourself. No one's gonna do it for you. All you can really do is take care of number one, me. I'm number one. That's about it. That's kind of all I have. And I don't know, again, whether there will be more videos anytime soon. Who knows? I'm not really anticipating going back to my community anytime soon, which could mean I have more time for myself, i.e. more videos. But realistically, I just don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care about videos right now. I just want to go cry in bed or dissociate in the shower, which are my two go-tos. And that's kind of all I have. So that's it. Enjoy the video that I'm putting up later today. It's probably maybe the last one for a while. I don't fucking know. Who knows? Who fucking cares?